So I just wanted to talk about holistics real quick because I don't know what I did besides pray in this last one. And I pray, I'm a prayer, and so I highly recommend it to other people that want real answers out here. But if people want to just like use allopathic care, go ahead. But I think that these holistic doctors have been accurate, and I think they actually care about people. I'm not saying that people in allopathic care don't care. It's just a fact that the educational system that designed it is owned by a monopolized system versus holistic that would allow you to go in like maybe once or twice and get answers for taking a problem that you're having or an issue that you're having and try and sequester the root cause of it. And oftentimes, like I just got something off off of me that suggests that these people are telling the truth when they're like before they're like lopped off in the darkest of ways. And so when people are in that situation and they don't necessarily know the truth, like um, they just go in and they find out they got allergies or they're delusional parasitosis, type of stuff. It's not delusions. And anyone who's anybody has the right to their opinion. So this is for educational purposes only. Don't and my opinion. I should have the right to my opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, I'd already be gone if I was listening to nothing but allopathic care. Because even though there might be people in there that care like about people, they're not giving people the right answers when it comes down to like your actual health, and it can be and how it can be used, how the Bible can be used. The King James Version is the Bible, I think, is the only one that offers the solutions as far as holistics go. And then what you come to find out when you're coming to terms with these things and you actually start writing on them and you want to like, rather just share your opinion, you'll find that you're targeted. And so by that targeting, you have to like know how to pray, and sometimes we don't know how to pray. So what I recommend is asking the Lord to come in and step in a fashion that is to allow you to understand those holistics and to understand the things that you might not know that are there. And there's an awful lot of information that you can use these days to actually get to that information, but you just have to pray against the demonic forces of the world that are subjecting people through, you know, rather than aiming to, get at a root cause of a problem. They're, the goal would otherwise be to target the or the goal of theirs is to target the symptoms and just go after the symptoms. Well, if you have like 30 symptoms and you can only go in once at a time, or say it's 5 symptoms that you're experiencing, and you only have limited time, to get your health. So they're not going to attack all of the issues all at once, because they'll tell you, well, you have to make another appointment for that. And if it's like skin issues and now you need a referral, and you call these places and they're like, 3 to 6 months out. It's like, okay, well, I got a problem here. How is that supposed to help me? It doesn't help people. And so when it comes down to it, the holistics and Ayurvedic, using herbs, is a really great way, I believe, to get through some problems. Because if you say you use organic herbs And these herbs, you don't know all the benefits, but they benefit you. And if you look up what they benefit and how they benefit you, and you kind of go through like studying these things, you can really see and you can really feel when you use them how they actually help you with your energy and things of that nature. But see, I think that these things are being stifled out of tradition because they'd rather just control people. It's about control. It's about a monopoly, and the monopoly is designed where they have money going in multiple areas for their medications. They can, say that this so and so Paxil or whatever is doing well, as far as like sales go and getting people on it. Well, then they put their money in stocks and they make their money there, and then like these new drugs and um, new things, like they can earn bonuses for like how much that they can do, like they did with the COVID shot. And so, or sorry, the the prick, I don't know, whatever. You should be able to talk without thinking that you have to like censor yourself. That's another problem in the world. But these people, they just don't understand that you actually do have the right to just, rather think for yourself and study for yourself and aim at finding the answers. Don't don't read mainstream information about it because you're not gonna, like, I don't know. In my opinion, you're not gonna get the answers that you need or you're looking for from those places because they're all just aimed and geared towards, the conglomerates of the world being able to make this money off of you and create a customer out of you. And oftentimes it creates a customer for life, and then you are actually left in really serious situations where you don't know the answers, but you're left in serious situations, and you don't know what the side effects are and how they're affecting you and things like that. And so you have to do your due diligence when that's going on, because as far as what I've been dealing with, it's been parasites, and parasites are the cause of a lot of issues on top of, like, cardiovascular or like allergies or however they want to say it. But that's what they go after, is because it's, if you ask me, it's witchcraft and it's sorcery, because it's from the informations through like spiritual warfare, and it's to basically subject you out from being able to believe this way. But then you have to go into prayer and pray about it that way. And I believe that the Lord protects people. And so ultimately, when I was just, going through what I went through, it was like it was on the left side of me, and I do a quick sweep down of like my whole body with water before I like wash myself up. And it's just like a war in there, as far as I'm concerned, because of the ways that people have treated me and ways that just I felt like I was clean, like I had gotten out of it finally, and I was all excited, and I'm like, I'm gonna rollerblade 8 miles a day, and I had energy like a mofo, and it was like such a moment of clarity for me to come out of that. I mean, I fought forever. I mean, it was a never ending fight for many years because of, well, you're in a homeless shelter, you can't really do much. They give you like this little tiny 10 milliliter thing of permethrin cream, and like, what is that going to do? Or 30 milliliter, whatever it is. But it's like, it's so not enough for what you actually are going through, because you were just lopped off in a way that you're just not able to, you're not able to sequester that thing in a shelter or on a hold, because they're just denying you. Like, they're saying that it's a mental health case, not a real issue. Like, you're not feeling anything. Like, who are you to say that you're feeling something? Well, and that's why all these pills have the fluoride in it, and your toothpaste, and There's a whole bunch of products with fluoride in it because it's meant to desensitize the skin. Like it's an agent that desensitizes not only your mind from thinking correctly, but it desensitizes your body from feeling these demons, I call them, to enter the body, enter the skin. And so everyone's fighting demons. I don't care who you are. If you're a Christian that says that you don't have a problem with demons, think again, because we're supposed to be like you're sinners. You're going to be struggling with this stuff, I think, all your life. And so when you do and you're able to actually sequester them and you get the big ones out, the hosts or whatever, you're actually able to really feel a lot better. And people just don't want you to think that way. I don't know what the problem is though, because I mean, if you're having a problem and you gotta utilize allopathic care for to get information that they can gather, blood work and all that kind of stuff, well then you can look at what's happening, and you can look and study those things yourself, and like go into your own personal ability to really figure it out and utilize your own methods, because these methods actually, like the soaps that I've made, the juicing that I've done and things like that, like holistics that I've actually done, and like you just go through extenuating exercise. You want you want the toxicity to go this way out of you, not going through you. You know what I mean? Not just the one way, because it's not like a one-way trip to. It's not a one. It's not a one-way trip to heaven or hell in this life. It's many avenues that can take you to hell, but it's very narrow to go. Well, yeah, it is. It's one way to go to heaven. But well, in stages of our lives, it leads you to feel like you don't have the right to go to the Lord. Well, the Lord wants you to go to the Lord because the Lord's designed your body to go to the Lord. So you go to the Lord about it. It's the only way that you're going to get through this life in that kind of way to go to heaven. So when you get these things taken care of, and they make you feel they make you feel horrible. So when you get rid of them, you get energy, right? You feel energized because you're like, oh my God, I'm not dealing with that anymore. Well, when you're finally not able to deal with it and you actually are able to move better in life, well, that's when they come and try and attack you, because you're strong now and you got your voice back and la da da. But they don't want you to, like, legitimately, the systems out here don't want you to have that kind of information or have that kind of idea, because, well, you might spread that knowledge over to somebody else and blah blah blah. It's like they only care about that money and like taking it all from you. So I don't know, do your due diligence out here, and I think it's really important to look into holistics and Ayurvedics and things like that nature, because allopathic is just junk. It's junk science. It's like we have the answer for everything, and like legitimately, yeah, they have the answer for their own monopolized system. But when you go in and you're like actually feeling like these people don't care about you and what you're actually saying, and they didn't, because it's like who in their right mind could say like you're having the breathing issues, like you feel like you're suffocating, like on eternal levels where like you can't think straight, and like on top of it you're experiencing these cardiovascular effects, and then you have the EKGs and the Holter monitors and this and that. They're not able to find anything. Well, when you read up on these things that I'm telling you, you're like I'm like legitimately looking at like my medical history there, and it's like, you mean you went to school for this shit and you couldn't even ask me if I feel safe, or like, I don't know how that's to say, but suggest that could there, like, I would sit down with the persons discovering these things, and I would be like, is there a potentiality of someone that actually wants to hurt you? And then it would have to have them think about it, and even if they said no, at least they would go away thinking about that way, thinking about there being something more major going on with their life than just, oh, you're sick, you got symptoms, you don't get out of it, you know what I mean, that type of thing. And like people deserve to get out of that trouble that they're feeling. Like no one deserves to be going through life like, I don't know, just like what do you know, and that's not as bad as it is, but it makes you look more like a crackhead. But when you're not doing those things, you're not on drugs, you're not taking drugs, you're not on alcohol, you have a pretty baseline health, you drink a lot of water, you're flushing your system out, you're doing things like when you're at work and things like that. Sure, I drink a lot of coffee, or like coffee and cigarettes that go hand in hand. It's not like these things aren't demons as well, caffeine and the drug itself of what it is, but you have to be able to sequester these things in a way that you can attack them holistically, get your energy back using things like ashwagandha and things like that. So anyway, do your own research. I just I propose that people like aren't allowed to think that way, or aren't allowed to like reason with themselves that, oh, there's conglomerates out there that really want to terrorize people down forever having their big plan over life found out about, or that kind of thing. But legitimately, and then it's like there's many people that are just getting away with murder over people's lives, and then there where's the accountability? Just like where's the accountability of the criminal courts working with the family courts to determine that there's an issue here? Where's the accountability when it's legitimately like hours of, you know, what, a $5? I think it was a $5 increase in my payment. I sign it up, send it off, and it goes through the imaging unit before it gets to the desk. And before that, it terminated my license so that I get pulled over in 3 counties. $3,000 on top of the $3,000 that I was owed from jobs that weren't paying me, plus some. And then it's like, well, you go to the Department of Labor and Industries, they deny you. You're off. You're lopped off in a state that you're being told that you're a danger to yourself and others simply because you aren't taking your Paxil or whatever. Like what? How does that even pan out? Like I can't go to work because I'm trying to be a pureblood here. Like how does that even make any kind of sense whatsoever? And then uh, on top of it, you're just pushed into such blight and troubles in your life because of such things that it's like, well, now I got to pay the government back, and they took away my past earnings, they're taking away my current earnings, and they're aiming at my future earnings. So I'm a full bred slave right over here, and going through homelessness, being, and then they want to come after me for taxes. Um, where do I pull up this? Like you're gonna just, where do you want to fucking rub me wrong here? Because I don't know how the fuck to live being a complete fucking tool slave, being targeted in that fashion just because of things that I had questions about and I have an internet connection. Like, I believe that's wholeheartedly like a setup too, because they just want people controlled one way or the other, and they like, demons, the devil, or the antichrist or anti-theism, about there being a God and a creator over all of mankind that's loving and very supportive of us. Well, how does that help? How does that help to like really constrict people's abilities and like just wrangle them up? It doesn't. Anyone that can tell me that it does, they they're gonna catch the catch 22 and we all die. You know, truth is the truth, even if people want to deny the truth. So anyway, these are my opinions. I believe that y'all should do your own research. You're being indoctrinated. You're not given an education. And just the censorship campaigns alone should tell you that. Like, oh, we can't think for ourselves to like reason whether or not person A, B, C, D, or E is telling anything factual, or whether or not they have the right to their opinion type of thing. I don't know. Do the math, because the math isn't mathing here. Take it easy.